Cessna over the threshold, coming up on the white dot, outer beyond the white dot, left turn first available. I got a high wind coming up on about a half-mile final, clear to land, outer beyond. Traffic on the left face, you're following a Cessna down, low off your left. Square it up just a little bit, and then we're going to get you in. Start your descent, though. Start your descent on the base. Traffic on final, give me follow on base. Base traffic, start turning toward the numbers now. High wing coming up on quarter-mile final, take it all the way down to the green. Cessna taxiing on the green, expedite down to the next hard surface. Get me some speed, there you go, go fast. This is going to be good. I got traffic on a mile final. You're following traffic ahead and to your right. High wing coming up on the threshold. Take it all the way down to the green dot.
5 Charlie Sierra, 2 mile final.
A mile final, turn north, and we're going to just make you, we're going to bring you back around. Jet traffic's coming up on about a mile and a half final. Runway 9er clear to land.
Okay, all right. Let's listen up, guys. If you're on final for runway 9, I want you to offset to the left. I got a jet that's landing on runway 9. The jet's cleared to land runway 9 if you can make it. If not, just continue straight ahead. It looks like you're going around for the jet. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, we have one right in front of us, sir.
Dragger. Let's see. What we got? A tricycle. Tricycle, put it down. Tricycle, put it down. Tricycle, put it down. Tail dragger. Down to the green dot, then a left turn. Short final here. You cleared land on 9 all the way to the white dot. Go down to the white dot. Find somebody to follow out here. Canard, just come to the runway, and I might have to just send you around. That'll be fine. And for the jet, you just want to stay in this pattern, or you want to go back out for an instrument approach?
Stay in a pattern, Charlie Sierra.
All right, just stay with me here for a minute. And my tail dragger, let's see, over the numbers, go down to the green. And Canard's going to have to go around. Canard, go around. Canard, go around. Canard, go around. And my high wing here over the runway, keep your airborne. Keep it airborne. You do not descend. Do not descend. You got a fast guy behind you. Do not descend. There you go. Keep it airborne. Keep it airborne. As soon as the guy behind you gets slowed down, I'm going to put you down. So keep it airborne. The one that just passed the white dot, make a left turn on the hard surface. All right, my high wing tail dragger, you can put it down now. You can put it down now. And Charlie Sierra, let me get you about a mile off. Let's see, Charlie Sierra, I lost. There you are. Make a left-hand turn. I'll try to resequence you here on the down ones. We'll see how it looks. Short final, you cleared line.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be chit-chatting with you.
I'm going to check out first a little bit of footage.
I'm sure that's plenty of room for you to land on runway 9. You're clear to land on runway 9. Number 2, you're going to go down to the white dot. Follow the white dot. Actually, you know what? That's 1,500 feet. You're going to land at the white dot. The spacing looks adequate here. 2 guys on final. You're kind of tight there. Keep each other in sight, and you're going to aim for the white dot. If it's not going to work, we'll come up with a plan B. We might have to send you around. The second guy behind you out there in about a 2-mile final. Are you slow enough to be able to follow that guy in front of you? You need to go around. Well, I probably shouldn't ask that because I had about 5 guys answer me, so I should know better than that after 35 years, you would think, right? All right, so let me see. The guy who's number 1, it's number 1. What kind of airplane is he? An RV type. All right, RV type. Keep it airborne for me. Keep it airborne. And I got a fast guy behind you. The number 2 guy over the trees there, go ahead and put it down on the numbers. Put it down on the numbers. My first guy just coming up on the numbers at the over the grass at the numbers. I want you to keep it.
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
Hello.
Four, three, two, one.
Hello. How
Hello.
you doing?
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you very, very, very much for joining us. We've got a fantastic live stream for you tonight. I keep wanting to say fantastic show. Is that a bit too pretentious? Is it a live stream show? Who knows? Anyway, we've got a fantastic bunch of aviation stuff for you. Coming up very shortly, we've got Simon Keeling giving us the weekend weather for those of us who may be flying at the weekend. But not long now, we'll be there, and hopefully you'll update the forecast for the 29th. There's a whole bunch of news, some really good news in there as well. It was going to be a completely ramp-free week. I was going to just chill and be a little bit zen, but I'm afraid I stumbled over something today that is just left me speechless, frankly. And so I'll be having a word with my little regulators who are here to join me, and we'll talk about those later. We've got Fantasy Hangar. Travis Ludlow's joining us, our special guest. Hello, Travis. Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. And then what else have we got? We got a whole bunch of stuff, plus a special thing at the end, how you can be Mike Patey. Yep, how you can be Mike Patey all on your own. So, back to work. What have we got? Simon, let's have some weather. Come on, Simon.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I can't be with you this evening again. Are you missing me? Yeah, I don't believe you. I'll be back with you live next week, and I'll have then the very latest information on our return to flying on Monday the 29th of March. I've got a chart for that day actually in this forecast to keep you updated, so I'll show you that in just a moment. I have to say it's not quite as good as you'd hope, but nonetheless it's still worth a look. So let's look how things are this weekend for those of you lucky enough to be able to fly during the course of this weekend. This is the forecast chart for Saturday. High pressure in control. I think cloud really is going to be the story of this weekend. You see this weak front down here across southern England. We know it's weak because it's broken there. So I think it brings some cloud, it brings some spots of drizzle. Bases probably at around about 2,000 feet. Tops are up at about 10,000 feet. Behind it, I think fair conditions, and it's going to be flyable really most of the way. 3,000 foot bases, tops at about 8,000 feet, and overall not bad. Like I say, just plenty of cloud around. Now for Sunday, we're looking at high pressure still being in control on Sunday. Again, that sort of weak front meandering around, bringing more cloud with it. So thickest of the cloud along the line of that front. Again, you know it's weak because it's showing on there as broken. Bits and pieces of drizzle perhaps over higher ground, but both to the north and to the south of that front conditions do look okay, much better. Bases about 2,000 feet, tops at about 6,000 to 8,000 feet. Could be a murky one on Sunday as well, some mist around too, but overall, yeah, I think there's going to be some flying to be found, with the winds probably light on both Saturday and Sunday. Now, those are the charts for the lucky ones amongst you who are able to fly, but what about the rest of us, or almost the rest of us, those of us who at least can fly solo on Monday the 29th of March? This is the latest chart. Low pressure centred northwest of Scotland. We've got a front associated with that down here probably, and maybe a weak front just in here too. Now that's all moving eastwards. It's taking some rain with it, so I think that for Scotland, northern and western Scotland, probably northwest England, possibly West Wales, possibly parts of Ireland, cloudy, some outbreaks of rain. Much better though across central and eastern parts of the country, but we do have to say that looks like pressure is going to be quite low for that Monday. So you'd probably give it about a 6 out of 10. At the moment, it's not looking not flyable, but it's not looking absolutely glorious. Certainly a big change from this time last year. But of course, I'll keep you updated throughout anyway here with all the very latest. Now, my aviation weather school in April is full, but I've announced the new dates for May. So these are the dates of the 15th and 22nd of May. Get yourself along to aviation weather school on those mornings, and I can tell you how to plan effectively for 5 days ahead for your flying, and also spot those weather windows as well, and basically just enjoy making forecasts for your flying, knowing that they're going to be accurate. You can find out more information now at weatherschool.co.uk. Okay folks, I'll leave you with that for now and look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.
Thank you very much, Simon. Even if it was recorded, we look forward to getting you back live at some stage. Before we move on to the news, I just wanted to give a quick update on Fly Alive. Fly Alive is taking place the 12th to the 16th of April. It's going to be a fantastic week-long virtual event, and I'm pleased to say we've already got some massive support from some really big names there: Garmin, Bose, UAvionics, Leading Edge Aviation, Mistral, Pulis. I also know that came in after this, Bristol Ground School, Aviation Covers, LAA, RGV, Trig, Skydemon, VisiCover, all sorts of other people as well. So fantastic support from everyone. If you can't see your logo there and you want to support us, then and support aviation and get this whole thing going and really working for everyone, then please get in touch and we'll be able to help you out with that. No problem. So let's get on to the news and move on. And I think it's only traditional to talk to Dave, who is tonight not in his toilet, I believe.
He's been upgraded.
I'm in the basement. So anyway,
Give us some news, Dave.
That chart behind me is actually put there because I managed to make a huge hole in the wall while taking out a cupboard. Anyway, moving on. The news, first of all, is the CAA has just issued the latest version of the Skyway Code. The Skyway Code is its version of the Highway Code. Look left, look right, clunk, click, and all that sort of thing. Anyway, this version 3 tackles Brexit and the changes that have come about because of that. The use of moving maps.
Oh,
what's happened to Dave?
Oh dear.
Quick, put some more money in the meter. we need to crowdfund Dave.
Oh, he's back.
There's also what the CAA calls, and other people call, a just culture. They're the headline changes. A just culture, I think, is nothing to do with growing ginger beer. It's to do with being able to express yourself, and not be penalised because of it. So version 3, just out. You can get it free from the CAA website. And if you look on the Flyer website in news, you can there's a link there straight to it. So that's it. It's Skyway Code.
I think on that Skyway Code, I've downloaded a copy. I haven't had a chance to have a really good look through it at the moment, so I plan to have a good look up. I think there's a couple of interesting bits and pieces in there from what I've been told, so I'll go and see what I can dig out. But regulations in plain English, so you can get it, and you can get it for free. So fill your boots, everybody.
Yeah.
Tell us about good stuff. Talking of stuff that you can get for free. Well, I suppose you can get this for free. There was a bit of a shock press release came from the CAA themselves this week with regards to their safety promotion thing. Everybody knows and has been to a Gasco safety evening for over, I don't know, for as long as I can remember. Anyway, it turns out that as of the 1st of April, which is not very far away, Gasco do no longer have the contract to deliver the safety evenings. That contract has now gone to a company called Astral Consulting, run by a guy called Chris Kidd. Chris used to be in the Air Force, but he also used to be the deputy head of the CA General Aviation Unit, I believe, a couple of years ago. He now doesn't work for the CA anymore, but he's just got the contract to deliver safety promotion for the year from the 1st of April. So we'll be getting in touch with Chris, see if he wants to come on here as our guest to tell us all about the plans he's got. And I guess we'll all attend our first. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to be virtual. I know nothing about them. But so it's au revoir, Gasco, and hello, Chris Kidd. So there you go. What else have we got on news? Johnny.
Tecnam. Yeah, so Tecnam are hoping that their P2012 Traveller will be the first all-electric airliner to enter service, they reckon, by 2026. Now, you've probably seen it before. It's an 11-seater classed as a mini airliner. It's usually got a twin 325 horsepower Lycomings. But Tecnam have revealed that they've got a P-Volt project with Rolls-Royce to convert it into electric propulsion. Now, Scandinavia's largest regional airline, which I think is pronounced Vidra, is working with Tecnam and Rolls to introduce this into Norway. So it seems, as with the current magazine that Ed will tell you about later, that Rolls-Royce are putting a lot of time and effort into electric propulsion at the moment.
I can see it appears to have fixed gear, but I'm sure that's not the case.
No, it's based on the airline on the 2012 airliner, isn't it? And that's got fixed gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
there you go.
Well, the thing is, that the flights they're talking about in Norway are only 6 to 10 minutes long. It really does hop between places. So you don't need retractable undercarriage. Just be a
That's
waste
it.
of
And
energy.
the launch, I think, the launch customer for the 2012 was Cape Air, wasn't it, in the States, and they're a fairly short haul operator. So I can see a lot of people are going to be interested in this. So
yes, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Ed,
must be me
next.
Yes. So the good news: UAvionics have announced that they've received the EASA supplemental type certificate for their AV30C. It's a standard. It's a round gauge, goes in a 3 1/8 typical round hole, and gives you a primary attitude indicator or a directional gyro. And it can fit in piston singles and twins weighing less than 6,000 pounds. The STC they've announced covers 330 aircraft. It's got an internal battery, and it's also got a probeless AOA, which is really clever. Am I right in thinking that an EASA STC, this will guarantee CAA approval for it here?
I'm afraid not. That is the thing I stumbled over today. But I'm gonna have to have a word with our friends. That was Grant Shapps' mantra. So, what do we do to become the best place in the world for general aviation? Well, we take an STC from some American kit that's been validated by EASA, and despite what the CAA said at some of their pre-Brexit seminars and stuff like that, we don't automatically accept it for 2 years, apparently, and we don't automatically accept it at all. No, what has to happen is the UAvionics in this case, but in any other case, it'd be whoever's manufacturer, has to go to the FAA and say, excuse me, FAA, would you mind resubmitting a file of other stuff to the CAA so that they can then validate it and look at it? I mean, why would you do that? What do you think you're going to do? Invent a bloody rounder wheel? You won't invent a rounder wheel. Just keep life easy, you know? It's STC by the FAA, it's STC by us. Just go, you know what? That's good for us. Rubber stamp. No, it's like, we're the regulators. We know everything, you know. We've got to look. Stop wasting bloody time. Just, look, make the UK the best place in the world for general aviation, or at least try by not coming up with rubbish like that. It's just bloody ridiculous. Have you not got anything to do? Come on. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm done. But it's just bloody ridiculous. I'm not done, actually. It's just bloody ridiculous. And it's bloody typical of regulators sit there, no, we can't possibly do that. We've got to do this. We've got to... No, come on, just do it properly. And I won't make funny voices, and I will be very, very polite. But will one of the regulators... Please answer our emails and say, yes, we'd love to be a guest. We'd love to come and tell you about all the great things we're doing. We'd love to tell you about the positive steps we're taking to make the UK the best place in the world for aviation. And we can ask you about the little things like this, little missteps that you could put right so easily. But come on, be brave. Come on, we're going to be nice.
That's
Next.
it.
Sorry.
I've just posted in the comments. A couple of people have said that they're having problems on Facebook. I'm not sure. Obviously, we can't see both channels at the moment, but I've just posted a link to find us on YouTube. So if you're having problems on Facebook, come and join us on YouTube. But I'm seeing a few Facebook people now, so maybe it's fixed.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Magically.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ian? Has your temperature gone down a bit?
Yeah.
My temperature's gone down. If you missed that run, you probably didn't miss too much, or you could go and watch it again, couldn't you? You never know. Okay.
So,
excellent.
Heron. Yes, Heron Engines is a new startup company in Greece, and they've just tested a Bristol 600 kg microlight fitted with a prototype turboprop engine, producing a claimed 130 sharp. Why are you laughing?
Should we play the video?
Go on, play it.
What Bristol?
So I figured it out. Reasons you'd have a turboprop in a Bristol: reverse pitch so that you can make it back up. Reasons you wouldn't have it: big sooty marks down the side of the aeroplane.
Well,
Fuel
yes,
burn.
and fuel consumption.
Yeah.
Oh, and fuel consumption. What do we reckon the endurance is? 40 minutes?
Well, I think one of our rival magazines in the States came up with a brilliant quote, which they said the turbine at the lower altitudes that the Bristol is going to fly at, the turbine will suck fuel like a vampire locked in a Red Cross blood bank overnight. Which is possibly a bit unfair. Anyway, we don't know because Heron engines have not released any figures so far on performance or fuel consumption, range or endurance. I've got a fascinating little fact about this, though. Why did they choose the name Heron engines? Do you know?
Is it because it's got a really pointy nose?
It's because if you're a student of ancient Greece, you'll know that a chap called Heron, oh, bugger, why did I choose this? Alexandrinus, who was a mathematician, physicist, and engineer just after 10 AD. He created the world's first jet engine. Yes, he created the world's first. He created a steam ball where a cauldron of water was heated. As it boiled, the steam rose into the pipes and into a hollow sphere. The steam escaped from two bent outlet tubes on the ball, rotating it. So he's the first person to have invented jet propulsion.
If you've just joined us, viewers, yes, Dave has just vanished down some weird rabbit hole, but normal service has resumed now.
Excellent.
As Roger Breckle says, wasn't the hot watt, which happened decades ago when they put a rover gas turbine in a Curry Watt, that was surely the first ultralight with a turboprop. So Brits, we were there first.
Wasn't there a Savannah or something at Oshkosh with a turboprop in it?
Yeah, but that'll be more recent.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I remember seeing Ben Ashman of hang glider fame and microlight fame taking off with a jet-powered foot-launched hang glider at Popham one year.
I saw that.
He's still alive.
Did he need a foot warmer?
Oh no, there was plenty of heat.
Yes, as Andy Kennedy says, if no figures have been released, invariably they'll be horrific.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
Who's next?
That's me next. So last week we spoke there was a little bit of bad news last week because we were reporting on Sussex Flying Club unfortunately closing down. And those of you remember last year the Jersey Aero Club suspended its operation. So there's some better news. And earlier today I got to chat with Derek Fage, chairman of Jersey Aero Club. Hello, Derek. Thanks for joining us. So tell us, how long have you been chairman of Jersey Aero Club? Congratulations.
Hi, Ian. Thanks very much for that. It's good to see you and chat again. Yeah, so I took over as chairman in about August last year.
Okay, and if I remember rightly, the club suspended operations last year.
Yeah, so after a difficult winter weather-wise with no flying, and then COVID hitting when the weather perked up, we effectively had to suspend operations in May.
So since May and you becoming chairman in August, there's been a whole load of stuff going on, or has it just been kind of tumbleweed?
No, that's right. There's been a lot of work. A number of members formed a working party who worked with Grant Thornton, who are restructuring advisors, and the previous committee, and looked at options on how we could sort out and see if we could rescue the club.
What's the situation today?
So today things have moved on and are looking a lot better. We've now got the club room reopened and it's refreshed. So we've repainted it all. We're open from Wednesdays to Sundays for members to come up and eat and drink up there because we haven't got the same lockdown rules that you do at the moment, which is great. We signed up with Synergy Aviation to become our flight training partner, and we're in the process. They've got the first aircraft over here. I think probably more interesting for your viewers and listeners is as and when the border relaxations slowly occur, both in Jersey and in the UK, we'll be looking at bringing back in the GA handling function, that's currently being taken by Gamma. So we're really looking forward to hopefully a summer of seeing you all come and visit.
That would be fantastic, I have to say, and it's a great story. I mean, this year has been clearly very tough for all sorts of flight training organisations, and we reported last week on one at Shoreham that had sadly closed down. So it's great to see something coming back, particularly if it's coming back in a sustainable way. Any news on when you think something might happen about transport, when we might be able to visit again?
So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, the government of Jersey are doing a press conference on their reconnection strategy for the future, which includes the reconnection of travel and the borders. If anybody wants to see that, if you go to Facebook and search for Government of Jersey, they'll be live streaming that at 4 o'clock. But we think they're going to start bringing back in the regional green, amber, red requirements, which hopefully will mean that there's, you won't need to self-isolate for 10 days when you come and visit. So I'll let you know certainly when we get more information on that. I'll post some stuff on the forum as well. And then we then need to see how that ties in with what happens with the UK and its policies.
That's fantastic. And presumably once things open up again in a kind of not too much of a traumatic way, without the requirement to self-isolate for 10 months or something either side, are you planning to hold any events to encourage people in?
Yes, we definitely want to have, it would be lovely to get the rally back, but I think that's a bit optimistic at the moment because that was a big organisation thing. But we're certainly going to look to hold a few fly-ins and that. And it's our 70th year this year, so we definitely want to try and organise something for later in the summer with that.
Excellent. Well, that'll be fantastic. I certainly look forward to coming over and visiting myself. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great. Let me just stop.
What a fantastic sideboard.
Lots of comments about his book, 1001 Wines.
Yeah,
I know. Derek likes his wine, doesn't he?
He's probably working his way through them. I would imagine.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, yes. That is good news.
Yeah,
that is good news. Yeah.
Excellent.
So what's next? What's following that with good news? What else have we
got some good racing news. So if you want to practice your navigation skills, low flying, and race other people at the same time, if you've got more than 100 hours P1 and you can fly faster than 87 knots, then you can take part in the Royal Aero Club's British Air Racing Championship, which is back for 2021. Now, 90 years ago, we, the Brits, won the Schneider Trophy outright. And this year, the Schneider Trophy, which is one of the races, will follow the original course on the same route, starting from Sandown. So if that's your cup of tea, go and give it a go. It sounds like fun. Maybe Ed and I should race each other.
No chance, Johnny. And Dave's doing the loser thing. Is that
no.
During the last one?
I'm a former winner of the Schneider Trophy. So.
Ah, wow. What, in 1930?
No, I
left yourself open for that one.
I did rather. Yes, I did. No, I wasn't actually flying. I was navigator, such as it is, with a chap called Paul Kelsall, and we won it in, I think it was 2004.
Did you get a medal and everything?
No, I didn't get to keep anything. I got Paul got the trophy and everything. I just
was he called John?
John Kelsall. Sorry, yes, John Kelsall. Yes. God.
John got another name, Paul.
Yeah,
and a medal.
Good. But anyway, you won. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Good.
Talking of congratulations, Ed. Tell us through this stonking news story that we're not sure about.
The rumoured news that, according to the Russian Industry and Trade Ministry, Ilyushin Aviation and Hungary Aviation have signed a contract to modernise and license production of the Ilyushin 103. Now, I know you've all been thinking that this has been missing in your life. Well, that's exactly what's been going on. So apparently this 4-seat, 210 horsepower Continental powered machine is going back into production, no doubt with glass cockpit probably. This first flew back in 1994, and not many were built, around 60 over about 10 years. The Russians nicknamed it the Flying Desk. Now, I know you may laugh. This is not because of the way it handled, but because desks are where you learn. So let's see. No, it doesn't come with a stapler, Dave.
Well,
Johnny.
Yeah, so now Dave White, for those of you who know him, he will be running a Going Foreign webinar on Tuesday exclusively for Flyer Club members. It's for people who know the basics or anyone who's interested in actually going abroad. Dave will cover post-Brexit differences, medical, personal, aircraft documentation, all of that kind of thing, border control. And Dave was saying to me that he spent many years not going abroad because he thought it looked too complicated, but eventually realized that it was a fairly simple process. So he'll be demystifying everything and showing this with the right planning, it can be done pretty well. And also, as we heard with the Gasco contract, we're actually going to be holding our own Flyer Gasco evening on Monday, the 29th of March. Now, you might recognize that date. So all Flyer readers, watchers, followers can join and take part. We'll send more details out in next week to give you the correct links and everything to join. You will have to register to take part in that. So with the newly acquired Astral contract coming into effect on the 1st of April, this may well be, we're not sure, the final ever Gasco safety evening. So it's another reason not to miss it.
Sure.
Now, I think it's time for the Right Stuff quiz.
So, joining us tonight, as you saw him pop up in the credits earlier, in the opening credits, is Travis Ludlow. Hello, Travis.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. And you?
Good, yeah, very good, thanks. Good,
excellent.
Yeah.
I think I'm right in saying that hopefully leaving from the UK end of May this year, you're hoping to become the youngest pilot to fly around the world solo.
Yep, hoping to. Yeah, everything's looking a bit crazy, but yes, it's hoping that it's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine it's one of those things where there must just be a huge number of things that you have to make come together to make that work.
It's crazy. It's like a roller coaster. It's up and down. Yeah, it's this is looking really good. Oh no, this isn't looking good. You know, it's so many things have to come together, but you know, it's still working towards it, and hopefully it will happen.
Excellent, yeah. Good. Well, to get you to help you on your way, we've got you on tonight. Obviously, Johnny's going to interview you in a mo, but first we're going to give you the right stuff. The Flyer Right Stuff quiz. So I know behind the scenes, Ian is ready with his finger on the countdown, and he's going to start when I read you your first question. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Excellent. These are your right stuff questions. Paper or tablet?
Tablet, 100%.
Grass or hard?
Hard.
Glider or powered?
Powered.
Go through or around controlled airspace?
Through.
North up or track up?
North up.
A levels or flight levels?
Flight levels.
Stick or yoke?
Yoke.
Glass or steam?
Glass.
Spitfire or Hurricane?
Spitfire.
Side by side or tandem?
Side by side.
Excellent. Right, I couldn't hear our countdown timer, but I'm just going to say that Travis managed to get all of those in time.
I don't know what's wrong with this countdown timer. I'm going to have to get ourselves a new countdown timer for next week. But Travis, congratulations! You have scored 70 on our Right Stuff quiz.
Yes,
which is
great.
Not bad at all.
Good.
Well done. We'll leave you with Johnny.
Yes.
All right.
Be careful.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Travis. Thanks for joining us. So just kick us off by telling us about your early flying experiences and learning to fly.
Yeah, well, I started flying when I was about 13. Started in gliders at Booker Aviation. I had some great memories there. It was really fun. All the instructors there are amazing. So it taught me, the initial experience of actually how to fly an aircraft at a young age. And I eventually went on to fly solo on my 14th birthday there. And I'm not sure. I think less than half a dozen people have done. Oh, actually, probably more than half a dozen have done that. So it's a very small amount of people who have done that. I lost it. I lost that as the youngest person to fly glider solo for like a couple months or something. Someone else took it, but no, it was a lot of fun. It was a really windy day as well. I'm surprised that I went up surprised I went flying. And then after that, I started my PPL at Booker, and eventually finished it at White Waltham.
Brilliant. So you announced your plans for the round the world flight whilst you were still doing your PPL, weren't you? So how did that impact your training?
Yes. So I as I said, I initially started training at Booker, and then my instructor was great. He seemed great, and until I told him about my around the world flight, and he instantly thought I didn't really feel up to it. And he even told me before I was a natural pilot. I'm not sure if he's just telling me that because I'm young, but it scared him basically. He didn't like it, and but the reaction to the CF I think the reason he didn't like it was because the 16-hour flights over the Pacific are what the Earth runners have to do. Previous Earth runners have had to do up until 2018, and this was in 2018, early 2018. So and at that time, Russia didn't allow general aviation to fly into their country. So he was terrified about me flying over the ocean, and I was as well. I agreed with him. My parents agreed with him as well. So they didn't like it. But then the reaction of the CFI there was even worse. They said that I'm going to I'm basically it's like suicide really. Like I should look up the amount of people that have died flying around the world, and I looked it up. I was like, okay, this is not good, and it's like barely any people. It's a lot of people are flying around the world, and not so it's like less than 10 or something. I think have done it. Have been killed. So it's not bad at all. So that definitely scared me away from them. And I flew solo there at Booker in a 152, and then me and my parents said that I should probably move away from there. And then I moved off to White Waltham, and the instructors there were amazing. I told them they fully supported it. I think they trained me a little bit harder because they knew what I was doing. But I'm really grateful for that, because I definitely need that learning and experience for the where I'll be going. And eventually, I finished my PPL there. Big thanks to Dean, the CFI there at White Waltham, who definitely drilled it all into me, made sure that I learned everything. And once I passed my PPL, I actually still had I was 16 and a half, so I still had 16 months to wait to get my private pilot's license. So on my 17th birthday, I went down to the in the morning of my 17th birthday, I went down to the CAA offices at Gatwick, waited outside, and they gave me my license, and they even gave me a little birthday note on that. So they're really great and really supportive, and they super organized. So it was great for that. Yeah.
Excellent. So the past year has obviously thrown a spanner in the works of everything in the entire world. But just tell us, how has it affected the route? Have you had any changes planned?
Yeah, so the route, obviously, as soon as I planned the flight, the route has constantly been changing. So when we initially heard of COVID, we thought of just making the route as quick as possible. Then as COVID got better again in the summer, we thought, okay, we could make this flight longer, and because we have more time, because I still got so much longer until I get my record. And so behind me, this is this is a really recent route of flight, as you can see behind me. But this has already changed. This is very recent. I've already changed this. So currently, my route of flight around the world is pretty much the same as this, through Russia. Starting off in the UK. It's really hard to actually see. So control it. There we go. Starting off in the UK. But instead of, as you can see here, flying down to Tunisia, I'm basically just going to cross all of Europe, go through Russia. So I'm traveling east around the world. And And then what I really like to do is where am I? There we go. Fly around South America to cross the equator. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's going to be possible because of coronavirus. So I'm always looking at checking the situation around the world, of course, for coronavirus. Flying if I can't fly down to the to South America, I'll be basically zigzagging around America. The Guinness World Records actually allows that because you need to fly the equivalent of the Tropic of Cancer the Tropic of Cancer. So that's about 22,858 miles, I think, to be exact. So this route flight is about 24,000 miles. So I'm well over that. So I only really would take off my around the world flight if the coronavirus situation around the world is looking good, because I don't really want to make me or my sponsors look bad for taking off and being all selfish and putting loads of people in danger. So it all depends again on how coronavirus is going to turn out.
Yeah, so these changes and the situation in general, what they've done to your mindset, and are you in more of a hurry, and what sort of time frame are you working to? Yeah, well,
you could say it's in more of a hurry, but I've never been more a person who like rushes or panics. I always take my time on stuff. And really, the world record. Sure, it'd be great to get the world record, but it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. I still flown around the world. I still got the experience, and I don't want to put myself in danger at all for rushing, because I've heard about people, other past Earthrounders. As soon as they start to rush, it starts getting dangerous. The previous Earthrounder, Mason Andrews, his name is. He's quite rushed a little bit, so he flew actually down to the Far East. And he got stuck in a monsoon over Japan, and the hailstorm was so bad there that because he rushed to get through to take off and get out of there, but he had to go through a monsoon. The hailstorm actually ripped the paint off the wings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty crazy what happened there. But for me, I'm always making sure that I'm as safe as possible for the flight. And so to do that, I can't rush at all, even if I don't get the world record. So that's it, really. Yeah.
Yeah. So now talking about aircraft, tell us about yours.
Yeah. So my aircraft, I can't really talk much about it because I've had some issues with let's just say my legal team is sort of covering it. The plane's all ready to fly, but I can't really say much else about what's happening with the aircraft. I've got a legal team to sort it out. So I have two other options for an aircraft. So my aircraft that I have, which I can't fly right now, is currently is a diesel, a PA-28 diesel. But the other aircrafts, one's diesel as well, or our jet fuel. And the other is avgas. So basically, just got to decide which one to take. So the benefits of jet fuel is a much longer range, and jet fuel is available everywhere around the world. And avgas, but still with avgas is still available in every spot that I'll be landing at because of my overflight companies, General Aviation Support Egypt. They help me out with that, and MAK General Aviation Services. So pretty much it doesn't really matter which. It's basically a preference, whichever best aircraft I think would be best. And unfortunately, they both don't have Bennett's King avionics, which is what my aircraft has. Right. So the one has all Garmin equipment. The other has mostly Avidyne equipment, some Garmin as well. So, but I can still slap on some Bennett's King stickers onto the aircraft that I fly around the world. Yeah.
Great. So right now, what kind of preparations are you doing?
Well, right now I'll actually be flying very soon. Start building some hours this weekend. Hopefully, start flying. Got a PA-28. I can start building some hours in. I've been in the flight simulator a lot, practicing in there. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and about because that's the best I could do really here while in lockdown. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about all the flying IFR and all that sort of stuff. I've got my instrument rating, and I've also been talking to a lot of past Earth rounders. So they're really the biggest thing the best thing I could do to prepare is talking to them. They've experienced it all. I've talked to the other day. I talked to someone who broke the world record back in 2013, youngest person, and he's a really great help, huge inspiration as well. And his name's Ryan Campbell. He really helped me out with that. Other than that, there's not really much else I can do except fly, talk to other Earth rounders, and just keep on practicing. I would like to get some IFR practice in. Because I got my instrument rating, finished it last year, and haven't actually managed to get because of lockdown. I got my instrument rating with Aero in Phoenix, Arizona, over here. And as the weather over there is so good, I haven't had a lot of time in actual IFR or any really time IFR over here either. So I really need sort of help with someone who can help supply me with aircraft that can do IFR and not supply me with an aircraft, but you can be sort of a safety pilot while I'm flying around here. Yeah.
Right. And just a final question. You're looking at doing this once and then flying around the world again. Is that right?
Yep. Yes. So the reason for that is because I'm flying around the world. May 29th is when I take off. And the latest possible landing time, and when I'll probably be arriving, is July, mid-July, and that's when that's when Oshkosh is Oshkosh starting at the end of the month. So what I'm doing is I'm landing back in the UK to finish the record, then I'm taking back off again to land at Oshkosh, because the initial plan before coronavirus was for me to land at Oshkosh during my flight around the world. That'd be one of the stops. Obviously, that's not possible now. So I fly to America, and I land at Oshkosh, stay there, and then basically tour around the US for seeing sponsors and doing stuff for UNICEF, raising money, and then I works it out. I'll end up somewhere on the West Coast, maybe Canada or Alaska, and from there, I've already done a third of the trip around the world. I thought, I might as well just hop over to Russia, fly through Russia again, and through Europe again, and back home again, and make it twice around the world in the same year, and become the youngest person to do that as well. So that's the reason for that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Twice. And just one final quick question that I've just thought of. On the current route, what's the longest planned leg that you've got?
So my longest planned leg is about 7.5 hours of flight time in the PA-28, and as you can see it, where is it? Here it is on the map in Russia. I think it's about 800 nautical miles. So it's a pretty long flight. But if you compare that to some of the previous Earth rounders of 15, 16 hours, it's not long at all. And my average flight time is 4.5 hours. So it's pretty good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks for answering our questions. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on. It's been great.
No worries. Well, stick around in the green room. We might get you back in a little while, but okay. I'm just going to send you behind and bring Dave back in, because it's time for Fantasy Hangar. So obviously, because in honor of Travis being here and his hopes to be youngest pilot to fly around the world, we took a look at aircraft that have been flown around the world and picked our favourites. So who's first?
Dave is first.
Dave, what aircraft have you picked?
I've picked a helicopter, the MD-500E, which is, here we are, there's a picture of it. This is Simon Oliphant, who flew around the world in an MD-500E in 2004, and he did it in 17 days. 17 days. That's flying very fast, very low, you waste time climbing, and going and keeping for long days. You imagine he's only got a range of around 500 nautical miles, so it's a lot of refueling involved. And that helicopter is just so gorgeous. It's a Ferrari of helicopters. It's just brilliant. That's what I choose, no doubt.
17 days is good going.
That is.
Yes, you have. Simon's a bloody hero. He really is. He first set out to set a record in 2001, and he was well on the way to achieving it. And he was in when 9/11 happened to happen.
That slowed him down.
That kind of it did slow him down because everything was grounded, and he couldn't do it. But so good guy.
So
he runs Eastern Atlantic helicopters down at Shoreham, by the way.
Someone said 17 days. That's a lot faster than Dave's internet connection.
Yes, absolutely. Johnny, tell us about your choice.
Yeah, I've gone for Lockheed Vega. So this was flown by Wiley Post. He set a few records in it. Him and Harold Gatty flew around the world in 8 days in 1931. And then in 33, Post became the first person to fly around the world solo in it. And then he did even more amazing things. And for a start, look at those wheel spats. They're amazing. In 1935, he wore the world's first pressure suit and flew into the stratosphere, reaching about 340 miles per hour while cruising in a jet stream between the west coast and the east coast. And it's a gorgeous looking aeroplane.
Good aeroplane. Yeah, good record there.
I have to say, that is a stunning airplane. I would definitely steal that out of your fantasy hangar and put it in my fantasy hangar.
I do love a big pair of wheel pants.
Yeah, I'm a bit older than Johnny. So for my kind of earth-rounding aircraft, I need something a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more sedate. So I've gone for the old Lockheed 12A. Now I know it's not entirely sure it's been around the world, but there's kind of one similar. Anne Pellegrino, who's a musician, teacher, author, farmer. She took one around the world in 1967, following Amelia Earhart's route, dropping off a wreath on her way. So I reckon this one would be mine. I think it'd be a much more genteel, nice way to fly around the world. This one's an absolutely gorgeous example. Lives in Florida. Look at that stunning interior. Just amazing. I mean, you wouldn't really want to stretch your sleeping bag out on that if you couldn't get a hotel, could you?
It looks like you'll be able to have a GNT while you're going.
Yeah,
well, absolutely. Yeah, it's the quinine. You need it to stop the fever.
That's it. So that just leaves me, I guess. So I've picked. So in 2019, possibly the shiniest and pretty glamorous aeroplane to fly around the world. Matt Jones and C. Brooks took the Silver Spitfire around the world. Now look at this. This is just, I know everyone loves Spitfires, but I think, Spitfire completely, polished metal, just looks fantastic. I picked this just because I'd love to have this in the hangar. But what a fantastic way to fly around the world. And they did it they took 4 months, 22,000 mile round trip. Supported with a PC-12 aircraft and flying westbound, and I just think it's what a cool way to fly around the world. So the good news is there's a documentary which I think was delayed coming out last year that's due out this summer. So hopefully, if you saw that, loved it at the time, then you'll be able to find out a bit more about it. So
excellent.
I'm just going to grab Travis just to see. Travis, have you got a favourite old Earthrounder aeroplane?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say it's old, but it's my favorite Earthrunner aircraft. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a gyrocopter, which two of them which flew around the world. James Ketchell and Norman Surplus, they flew around the world in a open top gyrocopter. So there they are in Siberia in Russia with no heating or anything, just in the cold, no autopilot. And all they got is a GPS in front of them to fly along, and they're all VFR as well around the world. And I just thought that was crazy with doing that. And it's 2-seater with just a fuel tank in the back on the back seat, a bladder tank as well. So it's crazy how they did that. Yeah,
fantastic. I think you've flown with James, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I flew in this gyrocopter last year. It was great fun. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, good choice. An MTO Sport, I think, something like that by Autogyro.
Right. Yeah, I think I recognize that. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Good choice. Right.
Cool.
Back to the green room for you.
Cheers.
There we go. Right. What's next?
Next is Dave. Dave's going to tell us all about the lack of events.
Right, okay. The way we read the government's advice on the roadmap out of lockdown is that live events can't happen before 17th of May. So there's been a bunch more cancellations, including various aerobatic competitions. But I noticed tonight in the comments from one of our contributors and regular guy, Paul Kiddle, Spanfield, which was going to be at the start of May, and therefore before that cut-off point, Spanfield has been moved to the 29th and 30th of May. If you're wondering what Spanfield is, it's a big microlight event at Sandown on the Isle of Wight, so called because they don't want spam cans. Yeah, so, you know what spam cans are. Anyway, so moving on, the fact that there's all these cancellations, never mind, Fly Alive is still taking place, as we've been telling you all about, 12th to the 16th of April. But let's not forget, we're also running Learn to Fly Week at the same time. The April 12th is when the flight schools can start instructing for PPLs. We knew all that when we started planning this event, didn't we?
Yes.
No. And yes, of course. And Learn to Fly Week is designed to help anyone thinking about learning to fly to get started. And also for those people thinking of revalidating an old PPL, dig out that Pooh Brown license and get back and revalidate. There'll be something happening every day during Learn to Fly Week, and also every day for the Fly Live. So that's what I'll be having on events. Over to you, Johnny. A bit about the club. Or does anybody want to say anything?
Before Johnny jumps in, I just need to kindly remind something that I forgot to mention earlier, that Fly Live, I can't tell you this week, but hopefully we'll be able to tell you next week. It's looking like we're going to have a whole bunch of really stonking prizes from various sponsors and exhibitors to give away. So hopefully we might even get up to like giving away a stonking prize a day. So you've got to be in it to win it. And we'll tell you next week.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So with flying getting even closer on the 29th of March, this is a great time to join the Fly Club, as you'll soon be able to make use of all the monthly free landing vouchers in the current magazine, which we've just released, which Ed will tell you more about. We've got Shipdham, Audley End, Bodmin, Easter, Kingsmuir alongside for May. And also we get the weather forecast from Simon. So there's loads of great benefits. So just head to fly.co.uk and hit the Fly Club tab at the top. It's currently just £7.50 per month. And of course, as we mentioned at the beginning, for members, next Tuesday at 7 p.m, Dave White will be running his exclusive club webinar on going foreign. So more details will be emailed out to all club members during Monday with a link to join. So join the club.
Yeah, currently £7.50 a quarter.
Quarter, sorry.
Yeah.
Not a month. Damn.
Well, it could be. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Yes. So new issue, I hear you say, Johnny. So obviously out just on Tuesday. This one's all about 8 minutes to beat 300 miles an hour. That's obviously on the cover is the fabulous Rolls-Royce XL project. It's a 500 horsepower electric aircraft that hopes to set a new world speed record this year in the UK. So read all about that. It's a fantastic piece written by Mark Greenfield of Ultimate High. Mark's had brilliant access courtesy of Rolls-Royce and Electroflight at their HQ. And it's probably the best piece out there on that subject at the moment. We've also got tips for flying with your iPad in the cockpit, flying adventure where an islander gets ferried to the Falklands, too many F's in that. All the regular columnists, and like Johnny says, the free landings if you're a club member.
Absolutely. So, right, just a little bit different this week. We promised you, we'd tell you how you could become Mike Patey, how you could own Draco of your very own. So what I'm going to do is going to play you out with a video. I'm going to say thank you very much, Travis, for joining us. Thank you, Ed, Dave and Johnny. Thank you, everyone there, for watching. Please enjoy this video and see how you too can become Mike Patey and get your own Draco.
Just physics, math, and engineering. machine it, draft it, build it, test it, break it. Every time something new gets built, the entire world advances.